Hi everyone, welcome again to my workshop. Today we're going to look close inside a clock and see what we can draw as comparisons with the church. This is a part of a clock, obviously very dirty, hasn't had any maintenance done to it for years and years. It's dry, no oil, and very sluggish. And this reminds me of somebody in the church. Maybe they've lost their first love, the joy has gone, the sparkle isn't there anymore. Things don't excite them like they used to do. Another example of something in the clock, and that's a little bit of stuff between the teeth, some dirt, and that reminds me of sin. Very easy to hide, sometimes very tricky for me to find in a clock. Then you'll get bent teeth, and this reminds me of somebody who's maybe very troubled, maybe with bereavement, maybe they have debt or illness, or they feel insecure, any number of reasons. And going on from that looks okay until you get round to here. A broken tooth. Now something's happened in a clock to make that happen. It could be a broken spring or something like that, and it reminds me of maybe someone who's had a troubled childhood. Maybe they've been abused, maybe they've got an unfaithful spouse. It could be anything like that. So there's 4 examples of things that can go wrong in a clock. And a little puzzle for you. What would you say that this represents? Sometimes find this in a clock. Got a bit of a wobble. Now all these things can be fixed. Dirt and rust can be removed. Teeth can be repaired. Bent teeth can be straightened. And that's because in my workshop I've got all these different tools. Special tools. And I can fix basically anything because I've got these tools. And if you think of the tools that God has in his toolbox, he can do anything. He has his Holy Spirit which he sends us. He does miracles. He's given us the Bible. But I think the main thing he's given us is each other. If you look in the Bible, even in just the New Testament, of what it says about one another, we've to love one another, be devoted to one another, honour one another, encourage, offer hospitality, submit to one another, bear with one another, accept one another, be kind and compassionate, forgive, live in harmony with one another, instruct one another, teach and admonish one another. So let's do that. Let's help one another. You know, God sees this, but underneath that, move all these away, he can see this. And believe it or not, both of these cogs came out of the same clock at the same time. One has been worked on, and one hasn't. So let's let God use one another to help each other in these days.